fine summer's morning, HMS Dinghy landed by a small patch of land known as Man-Eater Island. The king had dispatched Sid to find a rare plant known as the giant fly guzzler, native to the island. Famous for eating flies whole, the king was keen to have such a plant for keeping nuisance bluebottles away while he drank orange squash in the royal gardens. However, Sid had barely set foot on the beach when he made a rather shocking discovery. Not only did the fly guzzler eat flies, it seemed it also enjoyed the odd sailor. After fighting himself free of the ferocious plant, Sid devised a plan. He instructed Cracker to fly high overhead and drop a net on the oversized weed. Unfortunately, this failed miserably. Deciding he needed to be more aggressive, Sid realized if he couldn't catch the guzzler, maybe he could crush it. Rather down with his progress, Sid sat in the shade of a coconut tree. Then Sid had a brainwave. With some card and a spot of paint, he disguised several coconuts as very large flies. Catapulting them at the oversized weed, it swallowed them whole at a frantic pace. Eventually, after several dozen coconuts, it was so stuffed it could do nothing else but give a very loud burp and fall asleep. Snoring very loudly, it was dragged back to the ship, which promptly set sail for Britain. On its return, the king was delighted. He could now drink his orange squash safe from nuisance bluebottles. Of course, the only problem was everything else the oversized weed ate. 2 royal gardeners, 4 of the king's guardsmen, a court jester, 2 butlers, the prime minister. Having spent the morning looking round the royal zoo, the king was rather upset to discover it was very boring indeed. The crocodiles did nothing but doze all day, the giraffes only ate leaves, and it seemed the laughing hyenas didn't laugh at all, only snore. Deciding to act immediately, he sent Sid in search of a rare creature called the talented monkey of Thailand. Hopefully this would liven up his otherwise boring collection of animals. Spotting the monkey outside its cave, Sid soon realized it was indeed very talented. It could play the banjo, had produced several good paintings, and had written a very big book of nursery rhymes. Sid found himself a little jealous and thought the monkey a bit of a show-off and too clever for its own good. Luring it on board ship with some very hard sums, Sid set sail for Britain. Arriving home, the monkey was a big success and showed an endless list of talents, including making a tractor out of building blocks. The king was hugely impressed and delighted to have such an interesting animal for his zoo. It even played a tune on the banjo. As for Sid, well, he enjoyed a well-earned break from his travels. Personally, he was glad to be rid of the smart-aleck monkey and settled down to read the cartoons in the newspaper. Then... So, with the King's Zoo once again very boring, it was Sid's job to entertain the king with paintings, nursery rhymes, circus tricks, tunes on the banjo, making things... It was a fine summer's day as HMS Dinghy sailed across the sea on a soft, gentle breeze. The king had decided he needed a lion for his zoo, and after making his talented monkey an admiral in the navy, he had a cage spare. Bravely wandering around in the bush, it wasn't long before Sid came across a cave. Very slowly and very carefully, he sneaked up to the entrance holding a very large stick. Then...
Hey there, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Come on in, let me show you around.
Thank you.
Tell you what, you sit yourself down and I'll get you something to drink. What would you like? Milk it is then, or maybe lemonade. Would you like lemonade instead?
Well,
say, would you like to see my toys and my building blocks?
Oh, well,
look, this is a house I've made. Sometimes, though, when I've run out of bricks, I use some little stones instead. And have you seen my storybooks? I got lots of storybooks.
Very nice.
Here, let me read you one. Once upon a time, there was a little lion. He had a very big roar. That's it, roar. And he would roar very loudly as he
And so the lion went on, with Sid barely barely able to get a word in edgeways.
Around a jungle.
He soon
was a
realised
very
this lion
mean
wasn't
and would,
ferocious at all,
roar
just
loudly,
very friendly
all the
and
boys
a
in the
little
trees. Then
lonely.
one day he woke up
Eventually,
after a very
after
long
sitting
sleep
through
and found he
5
couldn't
storybooks,
roar
Sid
anymore.
managed to
So let me
explain
tell you
why he
about
was
my
there.
boy cause. I
The
got a
lion
blue
was
one, a red
delighted
one,
at the
a
thought
green
of
one,
going
and
to
a yellow
Britain.
one.
There were so
I got a
many
blue one,
people
a
to
red one,
talk
a
to.
green one, and a yellow
To
one.
this day,
And
the lion
another
can
yellow
still
one.
be
I got a
heard
green one
talking
with
to
a red
all the
stripe.
other animals
There's a sort
all
of black
day
one that
and
looks
all
like a
night
golden
about
bear.
anything
I like to
and
make a red with
everything.
my building blocks and do tricks with the black one. The black one's my favorite. Oh, yeah, where was it? Oh, yeah, and a purple one that looks like the red one and a big white one that looks like a tractor. That can pull all the other cars around. Yeah, where was it? Oh, yeah, and have you seen my...
On a beautiful summer's day, Sid and Cracker were testing several cannons on a hill by the palace. The king wanted HMS Dingy's old cannon replaced with a new one, no expense spared. For months, Sid had secretly dreamed of the day he'd own a cannon called the Mighty Lead Lugger, and this was his big chance. The first cannon definitely wasn't what Sid wanted. The pocket poop cannon. Well, it doesn't look very impressive, but I guess we should try it. OK, Cracker, prepare for a loud bang. Ready, aim, fire! Oh dear. Well, that won't do. Let's try some of the others. Testing one after another, Sid had little luck until he reached the very last cannon. With its gold rim and a silver barrel, the magnificent lead lugger looked very magnificent indeed. Well, the king said no expense spared, and it looks fantastic. Oh well, fingers and wings crossed, huh, Cracker? Ready, aim, fire! Brilliant, Cracker! We've found our new cannon. I must tell the king immediately. And with that, Sid set off over the hill towards the palace. Ah! Squealed Sid. The king's palace! It's ruined! Sid! The king was far from pleased, and after spending a day repairing all the holes he'd made, Sid was given his brand new cannon, the pocket poop cannon. It was a bright summer's morning as Sid, hungry for his lunch, sifted through the bread bin for a jelly and ketchup sandwich. Today was no different to any other day, inasmuch that Sid, as always, was hungry. Oh dear. Well, it looks like we're out of sandwiches. Just an old cookie, some mouldy bread and... Oh, what's this? Treasure! Sid didn't know much about reading maps, but he did know that wherever there was a big red X, there was always buried treasure. Going left at Man-Eater Island, round the lighthouse, past the Rocky Mountain, right at the sunken pirate ship, and past the melting icebergs. In a matter of hours, he'd have more pocket money than he'd ever dreamed of. He could buy as many gobstoppers as he could eat. Over the sandy hills, down the deep canyon, left to the forest, left again at the pond, right 10 paces, left 6 paces, backwards, forwards, in a circle twice, and right 6 centimetres. Here was where X marked the spot. It wasn't long before Sid found what he was looking for. Dragging the treasure chest out of its hole, he dreamed of all the things he could buy with his fortune. A solid gold anchor, a brand new telescope, as many jelly and ketchup sandwiches as he could eat. This is it, Cracker. We're going to be rich. Biscuits? What on earth is this? Where are the gold coins, diamonds and rubies? This doesn't make sense at all. Who would hide all these dried biscuits? Having worked hard all week, today was Sid's favourite day of the week, Saturday. After sleeping until lunchtime, he could enjoy the weekend eating sandwiches while he read the cartoons from the newspaper. Unfortunately, Sid was in for a nasty surprise. Wait a minute, it's not Friday. Oh no! It is Friday! I've got my days wrong. It's Friday, and it's the last Friday of the month. That means... the ship's inspection! It's today! Good heavens, The ship's filthy. What time is it? Ah! Oh, no. Okay, nobody panic. Think, Sid, think. I know. Hello there, Sid. Ready for the inspection? Yes, Your Majesty, of course. Wandering through the ship, the king was delighted to find it absolutely spotless. Extremely pleased, he gave it full marks, making it one of the cleanest ships in the royal fleet. More than satisfied, he left Sid to his duties and set off back to the palace. The only problem was, which door? Oh, I think that's the wrong door, Your Majesty. The king was very upset, and so the following day, a Saturday, he made Sid clean every ship in the royal fleet. No, this Saturday was definitely not Sid's favourite day of the week.